Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic. Before we dive in, I wanted to remind everybody that if you're looking for Modern Horizons 2 singles or sealed product, check out our affiliates at Harry Tarantula or TCG Player. Pre-orders are available now. With a set name like Modern Horizons 2, there is a lot to love as a Commander player coming out right now. We've got enemy fetchland reprints, new cards with old keywords, and plenty of legends and planeswalkers to build around. So let's take a look at what I feel are our top 5 Modern Horizons 2 cards for Commander. First up are our honorable mentions, and these go to the new Suspend spells. These all look phenomenal on paper, but in practice, keep in mind that waiting 2, 3, or 4 turns to get the effect of a spell can often mean the game is already over. Unless you can cheat the cost of these by casting them without paying their casting cost, say with an As Foretold or via Cascade, they're not going to be timely. They're telegraphed, and unless you cast them as soon as possible for that suspend cost, the game may be over by the time you get the effect. It's on that same note that I want to give an honorable mention to Suspend. This removal spell is going to be the best single target removal spell in blue moving forward. It's better than Pongify or Rapid Hybridization and costs less than a Reality Shift. Blue really shouldn't be this good at removing permanents in play. Giving something Suspend like this can often just take a creature out for the remainder of the game with no drawback. If your opponent decides to leave a suspended commander suspended, they just might never see them again. That makes this card good. Alright, let's dive into the top 5, and there's definitely going to be a trend here. I've chosen cards for the list that I feel are going to have the biggest playability. New staples, role fillers, and cards that will fit into every deck in these colors. Starting with number 5 on the list, Liquimetal Torque. Liquimetal Torque is unassuming on the surface. It's a mana rock. However, if it had no other text apart from entering the battlefield untapped and making a colorless mana, it would still be fantastic and still see a lot of play. However, the ability to turn non-artifacts into artifacts is a big factor. There are a lot of implications for colors that can't normally destroy permanents of specific types that are good at removing artifacts. Red can't remove enchantments to save its life, but it is super good at getting rid of artifacts. With the Torque, it's now a tool in the arsenal to turn a Shatter or Mog Salvage into destroy target non-land permanent. That is big. White can sometimes struggle with efficient, permanent creature removal apart from board wipes and some strong single target effects. But now, imagine that Disenchant or Seal of Cleansing can hit any non-land permanent. I know I've ordered enough to put one in every deck. Just being another good mana rock is perfect on its own. At number 4 on our list is Nettle Cyst. It's another artifact, and this equipment is phenomenal. A good power boost for 3 mana that comes on its own body is just plain good. Played with even 1 to 2 other artifacts and or enchantments in play is a 3/3 for 3 mana, and being able to be moved for only 2 mana, just plain incredible. It's an all that glitters that can be shuffled around wherever you want it or wherever it needs to be. For any creature or commander that cares about power or is looking to deal combat damage, this is a must-have auto-include. It's an equipment that only gets bigger the longer a game goes on. The new Captain Ripley Vance wants to pump her power as much as possible, and this is a big help. Jury, Master of the Review, could create a big on-death bomb while equipped with a Nettle Cyst. Nadir, Agent of Duskanel, can die and create a massive army of elf tokens, same with Lathiel, Blade of the Elves, with their on-combat damage trigger. How about Xyrus, the Writhing Storm? Dealing combat damage draws you and that opponent a boatload of cards and makes you those snakes. Whew, there are so many instances where this is going to be incredibly powerful and can fit in any and all decks. Keep an eye out for it for sure. At number 3 on our list is Sword of Hearth and Home, aka Sword of Blink and Ramp. Yet another artifact equipment, this is an option that will fit into all of those decks that have trouble ramping. Any deck that plays Sword of the Animist, and trust me, there are a lot of them according to EDHREC, they will want this card just as much, if not more. The pump is greater, the blink effect is significant, and that ramp is your key. Having protection from an aggressive creature-heavy color like green and white, and protection from targeted removal in both of these colors is fantastic, meaning the equipped creature is tough to get rid of and will get through hard ground stalls, and an untapped creature can chump block for days against attacking threats. Grabbing a land is obviously valuable to every color, leapfrogging you ahead faster and faster. It's why we all play ramp in our decks anyway. But blinking in colors that don't traditionally get blink effects is powerful too. Red has a lot of enter the battlefield effects that can be reused with the sword without needing white or blue. Imagine blinking a Fanatic of Mogus over and over in a mono-red deck, or being able to blink a Siege Gang commander every turn just for those extra goblins. And blinking in black is fantastic. Getting a Grey Merchant of Asphodel trigger every turn, that's going to put a hard clock on many games. I know I want to slap this in a deck with Cardur Doomscourge and just never be attacked again. Any deck that plays Conjurer's Closet is going to want this card hands down. The value is just too good. Much better than most other swords, as it works to progress your board state and the game state by leaps and bounds. At number 2 on the list is Dawi Voidwalker. I don't think this is a surprise, as it's a clear standout from the reveals. Dawi Voidwalker is a new all-star for the color black. Unlike Opposition Agent, which is a contentious card, this is an unblockable 3/2 for just 2 mana, and that alone would make it playable in a lot of niche decks. But staple on a Leyline of the Void, and now you have one of the most valuable utilities in Commander at your fingertips: Graveyard Hate. If Voidwalker just had Shadow and the Graveyard Hate, 100% a great card. But it has another line of text. This lets you cast any card exiled by the Voidwalker ability for free. Since this is a tap ability, it ignores timing restrictions too. So imagine getting an instant speed Omniscience on, like, turn 3. So again, all amazing. But note that the Voidwalker doesn't need to exile itself to cast a card from exile with a void counter on it. It simply needs to sacrifice itself. Gosh, black couldn't possibly recur this from the graveyard, could it? That's right, free spells every turn forever. That's what we're going to get here, an unblockable creature that shuts off entire deck archetypes and can cast free spells every time you bring it back from the yard. This card is good, really good. It's not going to be banned, but expect to see a lot of it. And finally, at number 1 on our list is something that a lot of people have been asking for a while. It's a new staple of white in Esper Sentinel. That's correct, your eyes aren't deceiving you. It is white card draw. This little guy comes down early and immediately starts making an impact. Each turn, the first non-creature spell an opponent plays comes with a Rhystic Study Clause attached to it. Do you pay the 1? Then if that isn't enough, the tax effect can scale up based on the Sentinel's power. Remember Nettle Cyst that we talked about earlier? This ability can easily become Do You Pay the 5 very fast. These effects are sorely needed in white, without a doubt, but no one expected it to come on a 1/1 for 1. And while it won't draw you multiple cards in a turn, unless multiple opponents are casting spells each turn, it can easily draw you 3 cards in a turn cycle. This is up there with Smothering Tithe as a new staple of the color, and I am thrilled. I can't wait to see more options just like it come out to help flesh out white's issues and buff up the color. It's going to be in every white deck I'll ever build, and likely every white deck I'm going to see in the wild. And there you have it, folks. My top 5 cards I feel are going to be big game changers for Commander moving forward. I expect to see a lot of these cards and play them just as often. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with my list? What are you looking forward to? Are you including any of these in your decks? And what do you think is going to see a lot of play in the format? As always though, folks, good luck and Have fun.